Okay, it's been a while since a JJK video, but we're back. And we're back for some very exciting information. There's a lot to talk about. We have our next Shibuya, maybe two Shibuya units incoming. Let's get into it. So JJK's been extremely dead, as you guys know. I mean, I think they're doing it on purpose so Global could catch up. But JP has been in the worst state it's ever been during the anniversary, which is wild, okay? We went from Shoko to then Nanami after a month, right? And guess what? Nanami, well, he was an anniversary unit. So this is going to be our first non-anniversary unit since May. Since May. I guess, yeah, since April. Sorry, since literally April, guys. It's been 3 months. So I'm very excited for this, okay? And it's going to be Shibuya. Thank the Lords. Okay, thank the Lords. Because honestly, I enjoyed the HI units. They were all very good, very fun. However, it's time. It's time for us to get a good Shibuya unit, okay? We haven't gotten, like, a stellar Shibuya unit since Muta. And even Muta is a bit of a stretch. So it's time. Guys, it's time. You don't understand how annoying it's been. Okay, we go a month gap between units. Okay, we go 0 content. It's time. All right, I'm ready for Choso, probably, which is crazy to say. We might be getting Choso. We're going to go over all of the possibilities in today's video. And holy shit, this is probably the most exciting part of the Shibuya arc that we've been through so far. So we got Red Scales Wavering coming out on the 24th. So that's when the update's going to be planned. I should have enough to basically pity. I'll be close to pitying, so I might not need to spend again. So bless. Good stuff for sure. And there's even more information. So first of all, there's going to be a stream on the 21st. And it's possible that I do stream it, but it's at 6 a.m. If I wake up, then I might stream it. I'll have to see, because I don't want to wake up early, I'm not going to lie. So that it is what it is. Now, we see Choso, but I think some people mention it. It doesn't confirm anything, because the last one was Gojo and then Megumi Yuji, and they were not actually the units they released, right? So that's the thing. And one of them did tease reincarnated Toji, and then we got Ino, right? So that's the thing we have to keep in mind. Now, keep in mind also, I would like to know your thoughts on this. Basically, we're getting a new Phantom Metal unit, right, with this update, and it's very possible that it might be Choso. Now, there's other possibilities like Daigon, but let's really get into this. So we're going to mention that more later. So basically, to my understanding, the previous chapters stopped at Dull Knife, right? And it was with this beautiful scene, okay? So that's where it stopped at. And now where we should get 37, 38, 39. So we're going to be getting Red Scale and Fluctuations. Now 37, well, we all know what this was. It was the fight versus Choso, okay? And then 38, 39, well, it's the big fight. And then we also do see a good amount of units. There's now Bito, there's Dagon, okay? And those are like the big ones. And then there's Toji. Okay, that's another big one that we have to keep in mind. There's Toji. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. And then there's Sukuna. That's cool. Oh, it's this scene. Yo, that's fire. So there's a lot of units that we could get. However, let's talk about the top options. Obviously, it's going to be Toji. It's going to be now Bito. Okay, and it's going to be Choso. Those are the top 3 that we could get. I think everyone would agree. Choso's a possibility. Now Bito's a possibility, and Toji. Now, why would Toji come? There's actually more proof than just that, okay? Than just because of the story. If we go here, this memory works, and this was with a Domain Gojo rerun. This works for Toji and Maki's, right? We got a Maki, sure, but they released this specifically because it's good for Toji's. It gives Taijutsu for 2 turns, and then if your cursed energy is below 10 at the start of a turn, you increase Taijutsu by 20% for a turn. So you have a permanent 20% Taijutsu if you're Toji. And this also, because it's Toji on the cover, does make me think it's possible that we are getting Toji now. Of course, he's already been teased. It could definitely be time for another one. However, I'm not really too sure of his color, right? That's my one thing. I don't think it's going to be Toji, because let's think about it realistically. We're not going to get another green DPS. Blue, is the only possibility, but I would rather, I don't know about you guys, build supports. Red, we already have Toji, and yellow, the last good DPS was Zonji. So it could only really be green because there's never been a top tier green taijutsu, right? In terms of a premium on release, not talking about SP buffs. So I don't think it's Toji. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, that's why I'm like, it's probably going to be between Choso and Naobito. And I'm pretty sure there's a high chance it is one of those two. However, with the Phantom Metal unit, that also opens the doors for Dagon because Dagon is in this section. And then furthermore, I do think Choso has the potential to be the Phantom Metal unit, right? There is that potential, okay? Now, the main reason, well, I mean, listen, Mahito was a Phantom Metal unit. Now, you could definitely argue that Choso is hyper than Mahito. However, I think that they could definitely do it to where he is the Phantom Metal unit. However, like I said, because they showed these guys on the covers and they didn't become units, it's very possible this is the same thing. However, this is the first time, I think, that we've had like a Shibuya new unit, right? Like a new character be shown on the cover of the like new chapters. So that's what we have to consider. Okay, I think it is very important to keep that in mind. But I do think Choso is in the cards, right? Definitely possible, right? That's the thing. Now, I think if you are thinking it's Naobito, that's completely fine. Now, we're going to go, there might be a bit of spoilers, so let me just check. So, if it's Naobito, it would be Taijutsu. I'm very much erring on the side that it's going to be a Jujutsu unit, which is why I'm leading towards Choso. And I think Choso would be red if it's Jujutsu, sorry. Now, why I'm saying this, yellow, I mean, it's either yellow or red for Jujutsu because it's been a while. I definitely would say the one thing yellow needs is a bit of a better DPS. I mean, let's just be real, guys. I'm just going to keep it a buck, okay? Green has these two. Blue has Sukuna, right? That's what we have to keep in mind, right? So in terms of DPS, blue and green are like on the top, right? They both have a DPS in the same tier. Red did get Nanami, where yellow is kind of missing that like new gen unit because even Shoko, like she is like old gen support almost, if you think about it, right? When we really put it into perspective, this Shoko, right, is just everything yellow Shoko could not be in terms of literally every aspect, in terms of cursed energy, in terms of healing. Green Shoko is better, right? And I definitely think that it could be yellow. I just feel like it would be crazy to throw Yuji out, especially as he is limited. So I don't know about you guys, but logically to me, if it is yellow, which I think is fair, because, you know, red has Nanami, which, oh my god, such a godsend. And what's crazy, yellow doesn't have like some red Nobara or like green Yuji type SP boost. So I could see it being a yellow DPS Jujutsu so that Teen Gojo is out and not Yuji. But I could also see it being red because red, I mean, if we look at it, the last DPS that red got that was good was Toji. It's been over a year, right? Mei does not count, okay? She sucks. She's going to be good for Tower. I mean, I know she's out, I think. No, she's coming out soon. No, she's already out. I think she's already out. Mei sucks in the recent Tower floors overall, especially because you can't really get dupes in her for now. I would say red is a possibility because the last really good Jujutsu unit, well, was Nobara technically, but if we're being real, Yuta. So I could see yellow or red, not blue or green, but yellow or red is going to be getting a unit. Because red got a unit, I'm kind of thinking it's going to be yellow. Out of all the colors, yellow is somehow in the worst spot now because Nanami, also considering SR Yaga is a buffer, right? Nanami is just that good, okay? Yellow is the one in the worst spot, which is fucking funny when you consider they have the best supports overall. Like, they have a debuffer, a buffer, right? They got Degumi. But it's really the DPS that's holding them back. Zonji is not on the level of the others. And then red, to be fair, has like the best sub DPS with an amazing buffing. And also Domain Gojo, to be fair. So, you know, yellow's gonna need it. I'm hoping it's Choso. We'll have to see. We will have to see. I really think it can be Choso. I hope it is. The dream, there's two, like, it could be Toji. If it's Toji, that's fine. The problem is he has no space in the game. Because if they do yellow, then they're literally kicking Zonji out before he's even had a chance to shine. Okay, like 6 months and then you replace him would be crazy, and then the 3 other colors makes no fucking sense. So it cannot be Toji, unfortunately. That is out of the cards in my opinion. Could it be Naobito? Yeah, but he's taijutsu. I just feel like Jujutsu makes the most sense, but Naobito could easily be red taijutsu. I don't think that would be a problem. Toji came out a year ago. So Naobito, Choso, 2 options for the banner units in my opinion. And hey, maybe we get Wee Wee. I don't know. Maybe we will. And then I would say Dagon is going to be the free-to-play unit. And if Dagon's... Bro, the best case... Dagon... sorry, not that. Yeah. Naobito paid, or gacha. And then Choso free-to-play Phantom Metal would be so fire. Oh, dude, it would be so fire. If... I really hope that's what happens. Also, because Dagon, like... In terms of his powers, he has some really interesting things. I think he has like a taunt mechanic, if I'm not, or immense durability. It could translate to some very, very good things if we are being honest, okay? I could definitely see attack community on this guy. I think it's extremely possible. I think this guy could be very good if they give him a kind of a green Saki role where he just tanks everything. Could be the case. I think this could work very well. Make him either damage reduction or also damage reduction or attack immunity, and Dagon's going to be in business. I mean, also, like, it's been a while since a free-to-play unit, and they need to kind of release more, but at least when they do release, they're good, right? Now, if Dagon's ass, that's going to suck. Now, Dagon, also, we have to consider, is going to be yellow, because we had red free-to-play, right? We had blue free-to-play, green free-to-play, it's going to be yellow. Okay, I think we all agree. So because Dagon's yellow, I think you could argue against or for the gacha unit being yellow, but I would say it's either yellow or red. If it is yellow, it's going to be most likely Choso, and if it's red, it's going to be Naobito or Choso. I think Choso has a pretty likely case of actually being here. They're doing a live stream. To be fair, they did one for Mei, but they're doing a live stream. So I'm placing my hopes into them. I really hope they do good. I hope it is Choso because we kind of need something this hype. I also think for their bank accounts, it would be good because making us summon like right after, like on global, guys, you realize you're going to go from, you're going to go from Gojo to Shoko, to Nanami, to potentially Choso. That's going to be funny as fuck. That is going to be such a crazy time. And that should be in August. That should be in August to September, I think. Yeah, it should be. So that's going to be interesting. I'm very excited. Cannot wait. This is very, very cool. I'll see you guys in the next one. Who do you think it'll be? What color? And do you agree with what I said? Let me know. I'll see you guys. Have a good rest of your day. And I'm happy to be back for JJK.